Hello and welcome once more to the Business Programme here on Kirklees Local TV. If I was to ask you which sector contributed most financially to the UK economy, film and TV or car manufacturing, which would you choose? I suspect most of you would choose the latter, but you'd be wrong. Film and TV is a massive industry for the UK and Kirklees is a major contributor within it. It's therefore a great pleasure to have as today's guest Nicci Topping of Nicci Topping Casting, based both here in Huddersfield and also in London. Nicci has been a professional casting director for almost 20 years and worked with some amazing actors, directors, producers and agents, whilst also helping launch the careers of some incredibly talented actors. Nicci, it's lovely to see you again. Let me start by asking you about the wider industry locally. I know we have the Media City in Salford and many TV dramas are filmed in the region, but what exactly does the industry locally comprise of? And where are the industry hotspots or key places to be?
Well, I think many people are aware of Media City, but what a lot of people aren't aware of is that Yorkshire is one of the fastest areas in the country for TV production.
Really?
Yeah, and Bradford as well is an international city for film production, and you know, Leeds production here and crew goes back to historical times, really, to be honest with you.
So it's a good place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And why have we got such a thriving industry here, and what might we do to develop it even further?
Well, there's great crew that are here, and I think a lot of the London production companies are tending to come up to the north because it could be a little bit cheaper, and also
cost effective is the word, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's more cost effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, just great crew, great locations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of productions that have been filmed over in Huddersfield, Leeds, Halifax. So a lot of the time they come here for the location.
I suppose a lot of industry heritage, countryside, a lot of character in places in locations like that. Yeah. Obviously the stars get the majority of the so-called glamour and attention, but it's not just about them, is it? Are there any other key skill shortages or other great opportunities for people to get involved in the industry, and at what levels? Yeah,
I mean, there's always, for example, for me, I'm always looking for placements to take on board, and the university is a great place for that. And there's things like Beck2 as well, and Creative England that offer training programs for and courses for anybody that's interested in getting into the industry.
Thinking about you now, what would you like to tell us about your role? I mean, what do you do? How do you got into it? Why are you so passionate about it?
Gosh, it seems like a long time now, 20 years. I got into it, I did a degree over in Huddersfield actually at the university, and that was Theatre Studies and Communication Arts, and from that I initially wanted to be a TV presenter. I worked in radio from quite a young age, and I decided I'm not that great compared to half the people that were on the course. So really had to think about what I wanted to do, because I thought my mum's going to absolutely kill me if I go back and just say I don't know what I want to do and I've done this degree. So I was always passionate about helping others achieve what they wanted to achieve, and quite a good networker, and I felt also that I had a real skill for recognising talent.
Okay.
So it was just all those skills that I put together and thought, what could I do? And initially I became an agent and worked for a model agency over in Manchester, and then worked for an acting agency. But then decided I wanted to be more involved in the actual process. So I worked as a casting assistant all over the country, worked with MTV, and worked down in London, worked over in Budapest, over in Berlin, and just got into it that way. I just took the plunge and thought, I'm going to stay in the north. I'm going to stay in Huddersfield. It's close by to Leeds and Manchester, and that's why I've kept the office in Huddersfield, and so I can get to those places quite easily, and I get a lot of my commercial work work in the north. I still obviously have to go down to London, hence having a London office. A lot of the feature film work that I work on is primarily down there. So yeah, it was really difficult to begin with, but I just was really passionate about what I wanted to do, and I really stuck at it. And here I am today, 20 years later.
So, is it as glamorous and jet-setting as it sounds to be?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
Not at all. No, literally, like you're just pulling your hair out. It's a good job I've got lots of it, and it can be really, really stressful because you just have so many tight deadlines, and you're trying to, you know, there's a lot of people that you have to make happy. The director, the producers. I work really closely with directors. Yeah, it can be really stressful. I mean, luckily for me now, I work with absolutely fantastic clients, and it's brilliant. It's a pleasure going to work, but it is still, you know, you can get a bit stressed out if you've got those tight deadlines. But yeah, it's not that at all. It looks really glamorous, and sometimes you just think, oh God, I've got to get on another flight, oh, I've got to get on another train. Yeah. And I've got to go to another party. You find yourself making excuses for not going to parties, not going to the theatre, because you'll get talked into having a drink, and you know, agents want to meet and greet you, and you want to meet talent as well. So it is really tiring, actually, really tiring.
And I see recently that you moved into producing too. Would you like to tell us something about that and any other projects that you're working on at the moment?
Yeah. So I first started, I first got into producing last year, and we produced our first comedy, which is called Talking with Angels, with a fantastic cast: Jane Horrocks, Jim Moore, Julie Hesmondolge, Coyote Awumi, John Thompson.
That's sounding like an Oscar performance already.
And it's really funny, really, really funny. Yeah. So it was premiered at the Manchester Film Festival, so we were really happy about that, and there's a lot of interest around that at the minute. And we've got another project, another comedy in pre-production. We're just sorting the finance plan for that, but that's our next project, which is called Master of the Universe, which is another comedy, and it's about the Illuminati.
So I'll look forward to that one. That sounds really interesting.
I know, yeah.
So what have been the highs and lows? That sounds like high at the moment, but what have been the highs and lows, would you say, of your career today? And who have you enjoyed working with the most, and on what?
Gosh, that's a really good question. So the highs for me are seeing talent that you've got into a casting that you've seen before, maybe a music video. I worked on a Wiley music video, and we cast Daisy Ridley, who's now in Star Wars.
Really?
So, you know, seeing her from that stage and then seeing talent grow, for me, is a real high. And that happens quite a lot. And, you know, it's great. That's why I love doing commercials. I love doing promos. I love doing everything. Anything to do with casting is great. So, yeah, that's definitely a high for me. Just, you know, makes me smile.
And any lows?
The lows are when you see real talent and they absolutely nail a part, but the director might want to go with somebody else. Yeah. So that's a low for me. Cause
I should imagine that happens quite frequently as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And then you see somebody else has cast them for something else, and you think, gosh, and then they're really excelling with their career and doing really well, and they're a star in the making. So, yeah. So
when you're not working then, how do you like to relax? Surely it can't be sitting down and watching a full box set, can it?
No, absolutely not. Well, sometimes, but I do a lot of yoga. I meditate twice a day. So
really?
I do that. Oh. Yes, that really keeps me calm and relaxed. And I go to the gym. I probably do something every day. I do yoga twice a week and probably Pilates, and then I go to the gym and I swim if I can on a morning time, and then meditate as well.
Well, we'll give you time to meditate now. So on that note, I'd like to thank Nicci Topping for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on the Business Programme on Kirklees Local TV. Goodbye.